Welcome our channel Tech Science. Today is the breaking news, the jaw-dropping, the new dinosaur, the skull, the discovery reveals evolution, the bizarre crest. The Denver, the Museum of the Nature of the Science, dinosaur evolution, the plantiology, the life, the restriction of the head of the Parasporolus, the Chytocristis based on the newly discovered the remains. The first knew the skull of the rare species of the dinosaur, the Parasaurolophus. The records was the large hollow, the tube, the growth on the head that discovered in 1907 years. The executive the preservation of the new skull gives the paleontologists there the first opportunity to definitely identify the how such the basal structure grew on the dinosaur. For the first time, the study found the characteristic to link tube crested the dinosaur species found the southern Northern American New Mexico districting the only the northern species of the Albertia. The locality, the northern western New Mexico, is dated to about the 75 million years ago, a time when the North American was divided by a shallow sea and teemed with a duck-billed dinosaurs, horned dinosaurs, and early tyrannosaurs. The fossils, the regions are the part of the natural heritage, the Dine Navajo Nation, the Puebloan peoples, the New Paralismus, the fossil from the Bureau Land, the management wilderness, the lands in the northern western New Mexico undergoes the importance of the protecting the public lands of natural laboratories and the represents the people also the scientific the attraction in the discoveries. The life, the reconstructions of the first new skull that discovered the nearly a century of the rare species of iconic tube-crested dinosaur Parasaurolophus was announced that today's the preservation in the journal the Peers. The executive the presence of the skulls, the especially the basal, the tube-shaped nasal passage, finally revealed the structure of the crest after the decades of the disagreement. The despite in the esteem the morphology details of the specimen so that the crest is formed much like the crest the other related duck-billed dinosaurs, the Zai series, the curated dinosaurs at the Denver Museum of Nature of Science on the leader of the team, the who that discovers the specimen they said this is a specimen of the world wonderful example of the amazing the creatures of the evolving from a single ancestor. The imagine your nose the growing up your face, 3 feet behind your head, then turning around to attach above your eyes. The parallelismus the breathed through the 8 feet up a pipe before oxygen even the reach his head. Say the Terry Gates is a reached head, the parallelism for the North Carolina State of the University. Over the past 100 years, ideas for the purpose of exaggerated the tube crest have ranged for snook to super snipper, noted David Evans. The Tempty the States is the veteran the paleontologist and vice president of natural history and Royal Ontario Museum. But after the decade, the study of the Wino think these the creatures the functionize the primarily as sound registers. The visual displays they use the communicate within their own species. The among the most the recognizable the dinosaurs on the duck-billed, the Parasaurolophus, on the spot the alangor the tube like the crest heat contain as internet network airwaves. The three species of the Parasaurolophus are currently recognized. The ranking for the Albertia to the New Mexico in rocks dating between 77 in 73.5 million years old. The new skulls belongs to the Parasaurolophus. The Chytocristis, the previously known as the single species, the collected the same the regions of New Mexico in 1923 by legendary fossil hunter Charles H. Steinberg. Both the species that displays the status and more the carved the crest of the other species are features of the many that related their immaturity of a death. The parcel of the skull was discovered in 2017 by the Simantine, the ecology fellow Irin the Spear, the PhD, while exploring the badlands of the northwestern New Mexico as a part of the Denver the Museum of Nature, the science team. They located the deep in the Brish D Nazin the wildness of a New Mexico, only a teeny portion of the skull was visible on the step, the sandstone slope. The museum volunteers or maybe the people also the led by the tourists were the surprised to be find on the intact crest as they carefully the seals of the specimen from the sandstone. The abundant bone the fragment has a site that indicated the much of the skeleton may have the once been the preserved the ancient sand bone, but only the partial skull part of the lower jaw and handful the rims of the survived of the erosion. Today, the badlands of the northwestern, the New Mexico, are dry and sparsely vegetated, a dramatic the contrast to the lush of the lowland, the flood plains present in the rocks. 75 million years ago, when the Paraslomas the lived in the regions of the North American was divided into two land masses by the broad the seaway. Then maybe the also the finds the peoples of the land media, the ribbons of the lands of the west, extended from the today the Alaskas to the central Mexico, the hosting the multiple of the episodes of the mountain building in early stages, construction of the today the Rocky Mountain. These mountains building events that helps the preserve the diverse the ecosystem of the dinosaurs. Along the eastern the planks some of the best of the first the most continuous anywhere of earth parallelisms said as the subtropic the flood plains of the dinosaurs. A diverse arise the horn dinosaurs and the early the tyrannosaurs alongside the maybe the emerging the modern group of the alligators, the turtles on the plants. Maybe the simple the preservation of the new skull, the spectacular, finally the revealing in a detailed bones of detail the make of the crest of these the amazing the dinosaur known by the nearly the every dinosaur observe the kid. Said the city this is just the reinforms the importance of protecting of the public lands of the scientific the discoveries. Miss George the Top, when I first saw the fossil, the said Gears, he continues, I've been waiting the nearly 20 years to see a specimen of the quality. The specimen of the truly the remarkable in the preservation said Evans, who has also worked to the iconic the dinosaurs for almost the 2 decades. It has answered the long standing the questions about how the crest is a construct about the validity of the particular species. For the me, the fossils every the extinction. For decades of the family tree of the Parasomas, the place of the too long, the strike, the crest of the species of the Parasuralamus, the Valkyrie the from the Alberta and P. tubution from the younger rockers in New Mexico, as a mostly the closely the related that despite the being the separated by the more than 1,000 miles 1,600 kilometers on 2.5 million years ago analyzes the additional the features of the skull executing the crest together with the information of the other the paraslomas the discoveries from the southern Urat suggests the first time that all the southern species from the New Mexico and Utah may be the more the closely related than the are there the northern the cousins. Maybe the absolutely right the fit of the patterns observed in the other dinosaurs the groups of the same age including the horn the dinosaurs. This is a form the research of the Museum of the Natural Science through the donations of the land in the project. Thank you for watching the likes and share and subscribe on bell icon the don't miss comment. Thank you for watching.